Imagine that you don't want to create something that has a template. I want to create something from scratch. I want it to be my own. I want it to be my own artwork, my own design. So you do need to know the dimensions of the object that you're creating. So if you're going to be creating a business card, there are standardized business card dimensions, and you would want to look that up, especially if you're going to send it to a printer for printing. You would, if you're going to have your logo on a mug and you want to mess around with what you want the mug to say, maybe it's for a Christmas gift and you want to put Christmas 2022 on there, you need to know the dimensions of the mug that you're going to be creating this for. So you can put in your own dimensions. Once you know that there is, you don't see it here at the top, but if you scroll down just a little bit, there's a custom size button. And when you click on that, you can change it from pixels, which is more screen-based. If you have something on a cell phone or on a web page or something, you would want to use pixels. That's pretty standard. But a mug or business card would be more of an inches kind of thing, so you can type in the units that you need. But to create from scratch, I'm going to create a business card. I'm just going to type that here in the box. It gives me a whole lot of templates for business card, which I might want to look through just to kind of get an idea of what is on a business card. Make sure that in my mind I have everything that I want to. There's phone numbers. So I want to create a blank one. And it opens up a business card that's blank. So it's almost like I have a canvas that is available for me to do anything I want to. On the left-hand side of this web application, I have the option of putting in a background. And I can put in a photo for my background. I'm going to delete that. I can put in a video, which doesn't make sense to put in a video because it's going to be printed and you can't print a video. But I could, if I know I'm teaching guitar lessons, I might type in guitar and I could use one of these photos. Now I'll tell you before I move forward, there are little symbols here on these two objects, and that's because this is for something that you would pay to purchase. This is, I would want the premium version of Vista Create to use this image, but I don't have that right now, and I might for further tutorials, but right now I'm playing with a free version because you can do a lot with the free version of Vista Create. I just want a plain color, so I'm going to come over here to colors, and I want this yellow shade, and it kind of brings me into the yellows, and this is too yellow for me, so I'm going to bring this down to a bit of a darker, a gold, maybe a mustard. And I'm happy with that color. So I'm going to start thinking about, well, what else do I need my business card to have on it? I need a guitar, so I'm going to go to photos, and maybe one of these guitars would work. I could use something like this, but I don't love these guitars. That would actually take up a whole lot of room on my business card. So I'm going to try another area. I'm going to go to Objects and type in guitar. And these guitars work really well. So this one's free. I can use it. Let me see if there's anything else I might want. I love this one. This is exactly the kind of guitar I would be teaching on if I were teaching guitar lessons. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to rotate it a little bit to place it on my business card. What else might I want on a business card? I might want frame of some sort, so maybe I want some kind of outline. Making this a little bit bigger. I don't love that because I can't stretch it out. There's no handles in the middle here to make it a little bit disproportionated. That's not a word. To stretch it out so it's not so uniform. Let me try this one, this frame. So I'm rotating it on its side, and I'm going to make it bigger, see if it fits in my business card a little bit better. It's not doing what I want it to do either, so I'm either going to keep looking or move on. I'll come back to that in a little bit, but I need it to have text. Of course, I need it to say guitar lessons. That's where I want to catch people's attention. And if I click on text in this series of buttons, I get some styles that go really well together, and I can look through these, see if there's anything I would want to use. And again, there's some premium ones, so there might be some that you would pay for that somebody created, but there's a whole lot in here that I could use. Looking through those. or I can add the text that I want to add. So I just hit add text, and I want to double click in there. I click 3 times actually. I'm hitting enter, lessons. I have guitar lessons, and now if I highlight it, just like I would in any other program, I can change the font, but I do have to highlight it first. And I want it to stand out. I want it to be a font that's large. It gives me some recent fonts that I've used. I want it to be readable. I want it to grab people's attention. And so I just picked this Paytone 1, and it's not big enough for me, so I can go ahead and stretch this out. Or you can mess with font size up here as well. And then it's just a personal preference. I do like to align things to the right. I have a tendency to do that, and I'm not sure why, but I do seem to like that. And now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than 33. Let's see what 36 does. So it puts my S onto the next line. I don't like that. I never want to have that on anything. And I want to, the guitar and lessons are really far apart, especially since I have little room on a business card. So I'm going to somehow, I need to be able to see both things here. Change my line height. Make that a little bit, so now they're a little tighter together. There's less space. So if I do that again, just so you can see the difference, I highlight guitar lessons and bring my line height really high. It separates them. So the line height between this and this is very large. I'm going to go back. I'm hitting undo, which is Control Z, to take me back to the line height that I had previously. I don't love the font color on this. So I'm clicking on this A, and it kind of gives me some suggestions based on the colors in this guitar and what is already on the back of the car. So I'm going to try this light brown. So keep in mind too, when you're printing out something at Vistaprint or any other printer that you want to use, sometimes you pay by the color. So you kind of want to keep that in mind. Still, I'm not in love with this shade here. So I'm going to go back up here. I kind of want it to be that shade, but a little bit lighter. Give that a try. That looks good to me. And consider the other text that you want. I want it to also say my name. I want my phone number. And I want my email. So it's obviously too big. This wouldn't fit on my business card. So I'm going to highlight all that text again and pick a smaller text, different text. And then once I get the text, I don't even like that text. Let me keep looking here. Once I get the text that I like, I need to start adjusting the size so that it fits and it works a little bit better. I also need it to be right aligned because I like right aligned text, and that's what I did up above. BlackCreekSharables is so long, so I'm going to really reduce that down so it fits on one line. And now I need to start adjusting. I want to be able to read everything here. BlackCreekSharables is still really long. If I put that down to 16, I'm hand typing 16 in there. All right, so I have this in here. Maybe I decide that I want this rotated a little bit differently. So I'm making some adjustments to my business card so it makes a little bit more sense. Looking pretty good. I have the contact information. I have what I'm teaching. We like pictures. That grabs people's attention. We're very visual people, especially in today's world of Instagram and all. But I have this guitar lesson business card. Now, sometimes people have a back to their business card. I might have like my YouTube channel listed out, my Instagram, my Facebook. And if you want to add a back, and you don't always have to have a back, you can have a plain back. But if you need to have a back to your business card, you can have a new page. And now you have a second page, and you can design that one very similarly. You can have your logos, your icons that you need to, some images. You can have the content, the text that you need to as well. You can pick up the same color for the background color because that's quite honestly saved. So I don't even have to hunt for it anymore. It's just right in there because I picked it for the front of the card, which is nice. So working on creating your own work is so powerful and so good if you can design on your own. Templates are really for quick purpose. I just need something really quick to post. I need to get my event out, but I want to design something on my own. That's what I do. Be creative, and it's so much fun to do.